telling stories through scars. That's what one photographer in Milford is doing, and his project celebrating all bodies launched yesterday. It's called Refigured. Check it all out in this week's edition of The Brightside.
I've met a lot of people in my 43 years, and I don't know if I've ever met anyone that doesn't have an insecurity about something.
John Malora is a Milford-based photographer who's using those insecurities that we all have to make people feel more beautiful.
I actually need to give full credit to my friend Ashley. I got a message from her a few weeks ago, and she said during a long drive to work, she started thinking about her husband who had just undergone major cancer surgery.
John says Ashley's husband was worrying about a scar from that surgery and how it would look when he went to the beach or to the pool. Those worries gave Ashley an idea.
She said, what if you created portraits of people showing their scars in a more beautiful way than usual?
John says he loved the idea and immediately knew who his first subject would be. Himself photographing his cleft foot, something that he struggled with since the day he was born.
Not shaped correctly, and it's about 2 sizes smaller. My right calf is pretty much skeletal. There's very little muscle mass.
And that's when John says a light bulb went off in his head, and he knew his project had to be called Refigured. A reminder that anything we consider ugly or disfigured about ourselves can be seen in a new light. Since coming up with the name, John has photographed other people bearing their bodies and showing not only physical pain and scars that they've endured.
There's a colleague of mine named Robert. He had a open heart surgery, and the doctor said whenever they just did a basic stress test, they said, we're not sure how you're alive right now.
But they're emotional and mental battles too.
Like with PTSD, the first thing they tell you it's a normal reaction to an abnormal event.
This subject is Casey Jensen.
What Casey's showing here are scars that were left from, I think, almost a decade of active addiction. These are the scars left over from his opioid addiction from intravenous drug use.
And while the photos can sometimes be hard to look at, Casey says he hopes people see the scars as stories.
Some people might see a scar as the end of something, or just, this big thing, and it's really not. It's just the beginning, or it's the beginning of a story. It's, a story of redemption.
He says the vulnerability of showing scars is worth it to spread photos and a message of hope.
Don't give up. Don't let one experience or one thing define you. Just, use it as a turning point or a chapter in the book. Just keep on writing and just turn it around and make the next chapter even better.
As for the man behind the camera, John says it is all about helping people feel stronger and more beautiful in their own bodies. He says he feels like he's doing just that, especially after getting a message from Kelly, a woman that he photographed who had scars after being hit by a car. This is what that message said.
You can do everything they said you couldn't. You can do everything you said you couldn't. You can cry, scream, pity yourself, be in pain, and come out of the other side happier, wiser, and freer.
And it's reactions like that that motivate John to continue showcasing Refigured.
I'd like chills. I was
Wow.
I have chills again. I have goosebumps.
For The Brightside, I'm Dina Harley, 47 ABC.
If you want to see more of that project, you can search Refigured Project on Facebook and Instagram. John says he's going to keep photographing as many people who want to share their story, and those shoots are all free. If you want to share your story, you can search John Malora Photography on Facebook.